Uh, so we are going to discuss about one of the technique of session tracking, that is cookies. So as per the previous discussion in about the session tracking, so we have taken the discussion of the definition of session tracking purpose, and the categories of session tracking techniques. So generally, as we have seen, session nothing but it is a time duration between logged in to the website to the time logged out from the website. Okay, so the client's interaction between these two times is called as a session. So here, as the number of users are accessing the website at the same time, so that the data which is generated by the different kinds of end users should not be mixed with others' request, so that we need to maintain the sessions while the client interact with the HTTP server. That is the purpose of session tracking. We also discussed different types of session tracking techniques that are most frequently applied in the implementation of server-side technologies. So most probably, so we have to use 4 different kinds of session tracking techniques. One is in serverless specifically. So one is HTTP using the object called HTTP session object, and we have the second technique, the cookies, and third technique is URL rewriting, and the fourth technique is hidden form fields. So these are the 4 different ways we can able to do session tracking in the websites whenever the clients interacted with the website during the session running. uh, and also after that, so we have seen HTTP session, usage of HTTP session object in the serverless. Okay. So we have seen the different kinds of how to create the session object from the request object. So using the method called request.get session method, then it will return, which will return as HTTP session object. After getting the HTTP session object, so we can able to manipulate the data inside the HTTP session object. So the manipulation of the HTTP session object can be done using the methods supplied in the HTTP session object. So generally, we are going to store, we will store the object data into the HTTP session in terms of objects only, and in the format of name, value, pair information. Okay, so we have seen the different kinds of methods also inside the HTTP session object. Okay, so like request.get session method we have seen, and the session object dot set attribute, session object dot get attribute, session object dot invalidate method, session object dot remove attribute method. So in previous class we have already discussed about the syntaxes and the discussion of each and every method of HTTP session object. Okay, so and Monday onwards, so we have to experiment all these 2 techniques of session tracking methodologies using in serverless program. Okay, so now coming to the second technique of session tracking, so that is a cookies. Okay, so this cookie word, which will be most frequently used word while end users will do browsing operation using any kind of browsers. Okay, so technically, if you talk about the cookie nothing but it's a small piece or small piece of the information which will be in the format of name, value, pair information. And this cookie also consumes a less amount of memory at the client's side, which is dedicated for the browser, web browser itself. Okay, and also this cookie will be transported from the client's web browser to the server, and the server HTTP server to the browser. Okay, so this transformation will be done. So every time request is placed by the browser, every time response is generated by the HTTP server. So along with the requests and responses, this cookie information also be transported between the browser and the client, browser and the HTTP server itself. Okay. and every cookie is having its own age of age and the duration to be maintained for the cookie, which will indicate it to kept that cookie inside the web browser. So after expiration of the cookie, automatically that cookie information will be removed and destroyed at the web browser itself. Okay, so this is a simple definition of a cookie. So and the cookie will be having some sort of benefits also with respect to the browser and as well as the end user. So we have most frequently and most benefits for the cookies are, the first one is, you see, identifying the user during an e-commerce session. Okay, that's the main purpose, only the cookie. So while the session is going on, for example, we have taken a shopping cart website, and while the products are browsed by the end user during the session, so to identify the particular user for the particular in the specific session, so we need to maintain the cookie information, and the cookie is also having its own ID. And once a cookie is generated, so then unique ID will be generated for the particular user during that session. And every time that cookie ID will be transported during the session is running between HTTP request and as well as HTTP response. Okay, so that is the purpose why we have to use the cookie for identifying the particular user during the session is running on. Okay, and the remembering, another important point, remembering usernames and as well as passwords. Okay, so and this will be very frequently doing operation in the browser itself. Okay, so I will tell you the most frequently doing operation in the browser. So whenever end user type the login username and passwords and click on submit button, immediately if we observe in the browser, it will ask for saving username and password. Okay, at the top right corner. So when you click on the submit button, by default the browser will ask you to save username password in the browser's memory. It will ask a pop-up window at the top right corner. Okay, so if you wish, so then say, if you wish, then you can click on the save now. Otherwise, you can click on not now button like that. Okay, students, please unmute yourself. You are getting this information or not while you are browsing the websites. So, are you getting my point? Okay, so very good. So I mean, most probably Google Chrome as well as Mozilla Firefox also will do the same thing. Okay, so any login details like username, password is asked by the web page. Okay, if you type something and click on submit, so the browser will ask you to save usernames and password. Where it will be saved and in which area or in which kind of information the username and password will be saved in the browser. That thing is called as here cookie. So inside the cookie itself, the browser will save the username and password. Okay, that cookie will be saved permanently if you click on save now or save password like that. Okay, so that cookie will be saved permanently until you delete that detail as well as cookie from the browser itself. And the next one is customizing the website. This is also very frequently applied benefit for the cookie itself. Okay, customizing websites. Students, can please unmute yourself. Okay, so there will be having a chance and there will be having different styles of the Gmail when you log into the Gmail. Okay, so please unmute yourself and tell me whether it is right or wrong. Okay, so the style is nothing but
ways, different ways.
okay, so different styles or the different ways how the Gmail inbox is showing to different users. Am I right? Okay, and some sort of for some sort of users, okay, the Gmail will be displayed as background brown color, okay, and different font styles and different style of icons. Am I right? Okay. and there will be having a default style also be there. Okay, so the default style will be open to each and every user. Okay, so whenever the user is not doing customization operation on the Gmail, and some sort of users may display the Gmail in different styles itself. Okay, so and wherever if you go and in which system you open the Gmail, the same kind of style which you customize the website, okay, is displayed. Am I right or not? Not only in the same system when you are frequently open the Gmail, in any system throughout the world, if you go to the different, if you go to any place and open the Gmail, even in mobile or in system or a tablet, okay, so the whatever the customization you have done earlier in the Gmail, the same customization operation and the same customization options will be as per the customization option only the Gmail will be opened. Am I right or not, the students?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so how this kind of customization has to be done on the Gmail? By using benefits or by using the cookies only, it will done the exact operation here. Okay, so these are the different, not only these three benefits, we'll be having n number of benefits are there for the cookies. Okay, so these benefits with respect to the browser only, not to the HTTP server or not to the server side programmers. Okay, it is for the sake of benefits for the sake of with respect to the browsers only these benefits are there. Okay, now coming to cookies transfer, how the cookies are to be transmitted from the client and the browser itself. Okay, so diagrammatically I am representing here. So how the cookies are transmitted between the server and as well as the client. Okay, so this is the browser. You are using either Google Chrome or whatever it may be, Mozilla Firefox, and this is our HTTP server where our server-side programming, like servlet programming, resides in the HTTP server. Okay, so as the first step, if you observe, you place one website like gmail.com or google.com or svcw.edu.in or svcwexams.in, like that you type any website to visit. Okay, so as a first step, HTTP request as per the website is placed. Okay, assume this is the request one. Request one is placed by the browser, is received by the server itself, HTTP server itself. After receiving this request, as a second step, the server will send the response object. Am I right? Will send the response object as a second step to the browser. Along with this response object, HTTP response object. So this HTTP server, if any cookies are there with respect to that website, that cookie C1 also be added along with this response, and this response will be sent to the browser. Okay, so now at the browser, think about that. So now at the browser, it contains one cookie information which is C1. Okay, so after some time, the third step, again, suppose the browser places a second request. Okay, suppose if the Gmail is open, sorry, if you type gmail.com, so then it is asking for your login username and password, there is a response. And if you type username and password and click on submit, then immediately request 2 is generated. So once the request 2 is generated and is sent it to the HTTP server. Okay, so after receiving this request, it will generate, okay, HTTP response. As per the second request, not the first request. As per the second request, HTTP response object will be generated. Now here, so while sending the request 2 from the browser, it also sends cookie 1 which has been received earlier when the response 1 is getting. That C1 will be also be sent along with request 2, and this C1 browser never change or never do any modifications of the cookie which has been received from the server. It's very important. Okay, so the request 2 along with the request 2, C1 also be added and this request is sent to the server. Okay, so after receiving the request 2 and as well as C1, so it will do some processing, and after processing again the response is generated. Now along with this response, okay, so the server may also add C2, which is a cookie 2, and this will be sent to the browser. And after some time, suppose the request 3 is generated. Okay, so now in the request 3, along with the request 3, okay, browser earlier received C1 and C2. Those C1 and C2 which are unchanged again sent to along with added along with the request 3. So now the request 3 contains the request content plus C1 and also C2. Okay, so this will be sent to the server, and the response new C3 is added. So this C3 is received by the browser, and the request 4 is placed. So then the request 4 contains C1, C2, and C3, and this entire C cookies will be sent to the server itself. Okay, like that, in further request, if any cookies earlier received, all those cookies will be added to the request. Okay, and at the server side, after processing all the cookies, if required, a new cookie will also be added to the response object. Okay, so this is the way how cookies are transmitted between the client and as well as the server itself. Okay. So this is a simple technique of transmission of the cookies. Now we'll go into the programming side of how cookies are to be manipulated in servlet. Okay. We'll be having a class called cookie, COOKIE. You have to create the object from the cookie with the constructor, proper constructor specified with the name of the cookie and value of the cookie. Okay, so there is having a cookie inside the package javax.servlet.http. We'll be having cookie object. So create the object of the cookie using a proper constructor specified with the name of the cookie and value, which is again a object, not a scalar value. Okay, so the value should be an object and name should be a string. So with that proper constructor, create the cookie object. So after creating the cookie object, if we want to add that cookie into the response, then we'll be having, as usually, we'll be having a response object is there in either doGet or doPost method. Okay, so using this response object, if you want to add the cookies information into the response, we'll be having the method inside the response object that is called as response.addCookie. By using response.addCookie, so we can able to add the cookie information which has been created earlier in the earlier step into the response object. So once the cookie is added to the response object, then the HTTP server will take the responsibility of transporting that cookie, the cookie information to the client, which is a browser again. Okay. So along with these methods, so we'll be having some more methods also be there in the cookie object. So like get name, if you call get name from the cookie object, so then it will return as a name of the cookie, and a set value. So suppose if you want to modify the value of the cookie, existing cookie, so then you can call the set value method. See the syntax, a new value. And the get value method returns existing value which has been earlier assigned to the cookie. That value will be returned by the get value. And next one is set max is. Okay. So as a programmer, you can able to set how long the cookie has to be kept at the browser side. So you can give the duration, total duration, how much time the cookie has to be resides at the browser using set max is. Okay. So at any time we want to, if we want to know how much duration the cookie has to be kept. So like that, if you want to know, so then you can call get max case. Okay. So these are some frequently used methods in our program for manipulation of the cookie itself. Okay. So and next step, in the previous step we have discussed how cookies are to be created. In the second step, so we have to see how to send the cookies to the response object or to the browser itself. Okay. So total 3 steps are there. So follow these 3 steps to send the cookie to the browser. Okay. So the first step here, as usually, creating the cookie object. So as we know already how to create the cookie objects, see the syntax, cookie C equal to new cookie of, this is the name of the value, and this is the actual value which is there in the cookie. It is a name value pair information. As this first step, we have created cookie object. After creating the cookie object, so it's very important we have to set the maximum age. How long that cookie has to be resides at the browser. So using set max age. C is the object of a cookie in earlier step. C dot set max age. Okay. Suppose I want to retain this cookie at the browser with 1 week. Up to 1 week, the cookie has to be resides. Okay. So how to set? Week nothing but 7 days, 24 hours, 60 minutes, 60 hours, and 60 minutes. Like that. So if you multiply all these things, then we'll get 1 week value. 1 week value in terms of minutes. In terms of minutes. So that minutes you can set as max age for the cookie itself. And after setting the maximum age of the cookie, so then you can place the cookie into the HTTP response object by calling response.add cookie of with C, which is the cookie object. These are the 3 sequence steps we have to follow in your servlet program in either do get method or do post method if you wish to send the cookie object to the browser. Okay. First step, creating the object, next maximum age, and the next adding the cookie into the response object. Okay. The next one is receiving the cookie from the browser. So as I already shown to you a previous diagram. So here request 3 contains C1 and C2, and this C1 and C2 will be received by the server and will forward this C1 and C2 to our servlet program. So we have to traverse this C1 and C2. Okay. Can you tell? Please unmute yourself, students. Can you tell how to retain all these cookies into our program? Which kind of variable we need to have in the program to hold C1 and C2? What kind of variable we need to have in the program to hold all the cookies which has been sent by the browser in the request? Multiple objects are there, C1 and C2. So generally we need to have array kind of variable to hold multiple objects. That's only the simple situation. So because we'll be having multiple, if you have a single value, so then we'll be having, it requires only single, scalar variable is necessary, is needed to hold only one value. But here multiple values are there. So to hold the multiple values, we'll be having the possible solution is array. So array of cookies you have to create if you want to receive all the cookies in the browser. Okay. So for reading the cookies in the request, so we'll be having the method called get cookies in the request object. In the request object, we have the method called get cookies, request.get cookies, which will return us array of cookies object, array of cookies object. In as per the previous diagram, C1, C2, C3 are 3 objects. If you call get cookies from the request object, we'll get 3 objects C1, C2, C3 in the form of array. Okay. So array nothing but how to refer each and every value. Please unmute and tell me how to refer each and every value in the array.
Index.
Okay, index. Very good. Very good. Using index, we can able to locate a specific value in the array. Can you tell C1 index? What is the index of C1?
1, sir.
No. Array index, from where array index has to be started?
0, sir.
So C1 is located in
0 position.
0.
Zero.
Okay. C2 is located in
1.
very good. C3 is located in
2, sir. 2.
2. Okay. So like that in the array, all the okay. So in the array, so once all the cookies have been received, so then these cookies will be arranged in as per the indices of the array. Okay. And that array will be returned to us in the program. Okay. So that we have to create array of cookie object and to store that array which is returned by the get cookie method. Okay. So after that, we just iterate that cookie object to cookie array object Okay. To retrieve a specific cookie to manipulate. Okay. So like use for loop, and inside the for loop, okay, you retrieve each and every cookie object using the methods of get value or get name. If you want to get the name of the value or name of the value or the value of the cookie, so then you process the cookie existing cookie object, and then we want to create a new cookie object, and at last after iteration has been completed, if you get a new cookie object and add this cookie object to again response. So this is only the standard way of procedure to manipulate the cookies inside your servlet program. Okay, so this is the procedure for the cookies in servlet program. Anyone who's having any clarifications you need, you please unmute and tell me the doubt, so then I can clarify the doubt.
No doubt, sir.
No doubts are there? Okay. So if you are clear about these cookies, the next class in the Monday onwards, so we have to do experiment on HTTP session object and as well as cookies object. Okay. So just like we have to simulate how shopping cart website is doing. Okay. So that simulation we have to do as a program, as an application in the Monday, from Monday onwards. Okay. So thank you very much.